So I found this post on the Pokemon investing subreddit that I wanted to share with you all because here somebody is asking, how is this even a hobby anymore? So I wanted to read the post and talk about it, and you guys can leave your comments down below what you think about this. I'll give my take on it. So the first thing I will say is this person, obviously based on the title, it's kind of interesting. They are deciding to post this on an investing subreddit of how is this even a hobby anymore. Obviously them indirectly pointing to the fact of, prices, value, things being expensive now. It is interesting to post this on an investing subreddit, but nonetheless, let's just read the post and I'll give you guys my takes on things that this person has said in here. Everything's just about reselling and getting rich. You can't even get product anymore unless you camp out in front of stores, have access to bots, or have bleep you money and can afford to drop obscene amounts of money on product. So, I guess let me just point out this. So everything's just about reselling and getting rich. So I will say, Pokemon, right, in recent times, it has been more of a thing. 100%. And not only in Pokemon investing, right? There's been scalping. And also, I think another part that people don't even talk about and take into consideration are like these vendor videos. You guys see, these YouTube channels where they, buy and sell like at these shows. That has become a huge thing. Card shows has become a way bigger thing. These collecticons and these events. And it is true. And obviously, for some people, for collectors that don't care about value, they don't like seeing this because for them, this is just a nice hobby that they want to be cheap so they can collect their cards. And honestly, that perspective, there's nothing wrong with that, right? So if you're on that side, I can see how now, in the past year, I 100% agree, things have been more about money in the space. It is what it is, right? But then the other spectrum, right? People that want to start a business, a store, maybe just buying and selling. It's in this sort of market and how things are, it's obviously better for them. Now, for scalpers too, they can make money. But for people like me, an investor, if you want to call me a scalper, you can, but as an investor, right? Times like these, it's good if you bought stuff before this happened. For example, Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, all that stuff. If you bought any Sword and Shield, any Sun and Moon when they were cheap, a lot of people forget Sword and Shield booster boxes for very long, even pretty much all Sword and Shield booster boxes, I'm pretty sure after Vivid Voltage or Battle Styles, where like even Evolving Skies, it came out I think just under MSRP. All these Sword and Shield boxes, that was not that long ago, 3-4 years ago. Most of them were under MSRP. Most of them were for a very long time. And that was not that long ago. So for investors, they're enjoying, I guess, these sort of markets, how it is right now, where everything is expensive or increasing in value because you bought that stuff when it was that cheap. You're seeing, tremendous gains. But right now, as an investor in this market, it's not that great. Guys, I've talked about it before. You know how much I would have liked to buy Destined Rivals at $100 a booster box, like how you could have done with early Scarlet and Violet sets like Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames. I don't think people actually understand that. Like, people always talk about investors. You're the reason why everything's expensive. Investors, they're all investing in stuff. That's why everything's going up. Guys, I don't like buying Destined Rivals at these price points. Guys, I only bought 5 at $220. I don't like this market. If I could buy that booster box at $100, you know how much more happier I would have been? Because that would mean that I could load up on those, and when it goes out of print, right, I'm going to do extremely well. So, yeah, I will agree. Money now is being more talked about. It's more of a normalized thing in the space. Reselling, yes, it has gotten more popular. But you got to understand, like, not everybody likes this. Like, I know everyone talks about investors being the reason why this is happening. But it's just the market we're in right now. And eventually, all the scalpers, all the, things you see right now that are happening that people are mad about, it will eventually subside. But yeah, now, money being talked about, it's evil because right now there's so much demand and prices are high. But there was a point in time where investors were there when things were cheap. So that's just my take on that sort of thing. But let's move on. I know that the market has always had boom and bust cycles. I've been in the card scene since before Pokemon was even in the States, since I got into Magic, okay? But this feels different. The 2016-2020 booms were triggered by Pokemon Go and COVID, respectively. This boom feels different, not driven at all by genuine interest, but rather just by everyone collecting and recognizing Pokemon as a serious investment opportunity. And I genuinely don't think it's a bubble, and I think it's here to stay. It's disgusting. It just feels like crypto at this point. Is crypto a hobby? So I think this is sort of I don't know what to call it, but sort of you get into like a space and you only just look around you and you don't actually look from the outside perspective. Guys, Pokemon investing in money is bigger than ever and more talked about than ever. I 100% agree. It's just the facts show it, right? Look at all the channels now that are way bigger than they used to be. It's a thing. But still, when you think about the actual grand scheme of all, the Pokemon fans and all the people in the Pokemon TCG world, the investing space still isn't bigger or even as big as the collecting space or people that play the game or just collect cards. It is obviously a lot more recognizable now. Like, people do know like investing kind of exists and there's money and stuff. Yeah. But there are still a large amount of people that, do just collect the cards. And those are all the people that get mad at these prices. So I do truly feel like some people are overinflating how much people only care about value or just investing. There are more people than ever, but still there's a large amount of people that are just in Pokemon because they're interested, or maybe just all of the hype, they heard about it and now they're interested. I truly believe some people really do think investing is this huge thing, and it's and it's the only reason why this market is the way it is. But I don't really think that this statement that this whole market is not driven by genuine interest. Guys, I talked about it before. When did this market start? Pretty much when the Pocket TCG app came out. Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions. I think there's some genuine interest of why that actually started this market. It wasn't just by investors, because like I said, investors were here in Sword and Shield. It's like Sword and Shield was not this expensive. Sword and Shield boxes out the gate were not $250, $300. They were still MSRP, or a lot of them below MSRP. So I just think a lot of the things that are said in this post, there's some truth to it, but I do believe some of the things they said here, like that this boom is not driven by genuine interest and that everything is about reselling and getting rich. There's some truth to some of the stuff, but I truly believe a lot of this is being overinflated in this post. And it is, like I said, interesting. They're actually posting this in a Pokemon investing subreddit. So let's just read the comments and we'll be done. I collect things I enjoy. That's how it's a hobby. Ignore the noise. Yeah, there are a lot of people out there that literally don't even know about Pokemon investing and they just collect. And if you do know about this space and you're upset about people that buy this stuff and hoping to make money or whatever, you could just ignore it. Just click off this video. Don't watch me. And just collect cards. You don't have to watch these people that make videos like mine. And with Pokemon investing, you will see scalpers and stuff, and it's unfortunate, but you just have to ignore it, and that's sort of it. I like buying shiny, expensive cardboard meant for kids, and I will never not like it. And I guess they're just responding to the title here of how this is even a hobby. It's a sign of a failing economy. People don't make enough at regular jobs, so they are looking for get-rich-quick stuff. I don't think this is true. Some people, I'm telling you, just look at some of the stuff so, too closely, and it's just, I think it's ridiculous to say that Pokemon, it's a sign that because prices are high right now, that it's a sign of a failing economy. There are some people, maybe buying all this stuff, scalping on credit cards and stuff. There are people doing that, but the majority of people and why prices are high, it's not because of a sign of a failing economy and that people aren't making enough at regular jobs, so they're looking to get rich quick. I think those people are probably doing crypto. I don't think a lot of those people are heavily going to Pokemon. Maybe some people scalping, but I think crypto is more of the get rich quick stuff. To answer the title, the question in your title, sports cards are a legit hobby much older than Pokemon, and the financial side of it has been hugely important and has never been villainized like it is with Pokemon. But as far as people not being able to get product, yeah, that sucks, and the community needs to keep pressure on retailers to limit what people are allowed to buy. Yeah, it's sort of interesting, and I feel like a big reason why money is a lot more villainized in the Pokemon space rather than any other TCG. It's because Pokemon generally is more targeted towards kids, right, than other TCGs. And I feel like that's why some people are more sensitive to talking about value, because kids and money, you can see how there could be some conflict. You're in the Pokemon investing sub, buddy. Yeah, I know. Yes, both this and the crypto are alternative investments. Pokemon's more of a fun investment since it's physical. It's cool to have a small percentage of stuff in it. I know that people that only care about collecting and playing the TCG hate people who see it as an investment. Without this number of sales, the company developing the product wouldn't put as much effort in it as they currently do. Not everything is bad. Those are all the comments that I want to read. You guys let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.